Are you ready to dive into the world of vulnerability and shame? If you're feeling a bit nervous, don't worry, because we're going to be exploring these topics through the lens of Brené Brown's best-selling book Daring Greatly. Welcome back to One Step Forward, the channel where we believe that every page you read is one step forward towards a better you. Before we jump in, let me give you a little teaser. Have you ever felt like you're not enough? Or like you're constantly hiding a part of yourself from the world? Brené Brown argues that the key to living a wholehearted life is by embracing vulnerability and daring to be yourself. Sounds like a bold claim. But trust me, after reading Daring Greatly, you'll understand why vulnerability is actually a strength, not a weakness. The main idea behind Brené Brown's Daring Greatly is that vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength. In a world where we're constantly pressured to appear perfect and invincible, Brown argues that vulnerability is the key to deeper connections, creativity, and resilience. It's time to stop pretending that we have it all together and start embracing our imperfections. By doing so, we can lead more fulfilling lives and have more meaningful relationships. Brown encourages us to take risks, be vulnerable, and show up authentically in our lives. If you're tired of feeling like you need to put up a front or hide behind a mask, Daring Greatly might just be the book for you. Brown's message is an inspiring reminder that we are all human, and that vulnerability can be a powerful tool for growth and connection. Takeaway 1. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that showing vulnerability is a sign of weakness. But Brené Brown argues that the opposite is true. Being vulnerable takes courage and strength, and it allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. Think about it this way. Superheroes are often seen as the ultimate symbol of strength. But what's one of their biggest weaknesses? Their secret identity. By keeping their true selves hidden, they miss out on the opportunity to connect with others in a meaningful way. It's the same for us. When we try to hide our vulnerability, we miss out on the chance to truly connect with those around us. By embracing our vulnerabilities, we can build stronger relationships, gain a greater sense of empathy, and ultimately lead happier, more fulfilling lives. Takeaway 2. Shame and fear can hold us back from living authentically. Brené Brown reminds us in Daring Greatly that these emotions are not in control of our lives. By acknowledging our shame and fear, we can begin to understand how they are impacting us and work to overcome them. Brown encourages us to be vulnerable and honest about our experiences, rather than trying to hide or mask them. Through this vulnerability, we can build more authentic relationships with others and learn to accept ourselves for who we truly are. Brown teaches us that shame and fear are often linked to our cultural beliefs and societal expectations. And by challenging these beliefs, we can free ourselves from their hold. Don't let shame and fear hold you back from living your most authentic life. Daring Greatly can help you understand these emotions and learn to work through them. Takeaway 3. Embracing vulnerability can lead to a more fulfilling life. Have you ever felt like something was missing in your life, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? Maybe you feel stuck in a rut, or like you're not living up to your full potential. Well, Brené Brown has a message for you. Embracing vulnerability can lead to a more fulfilling life. It might sound counterintuitive at first, but vulnerability is not a weakness. In fact, it takes courage to be vulnerable and show your true self to the world. When we're able to let go of our fear of judgment and rejection, we open ourselves up to deeper connections and more meaningful experiences. Think about it. How often do we hold back from pursuing our dreams or speaking our truth because we're afraid of what others might think? We keep ourselves small and safe, but at what cost? By embracing vulnerability and showing up authentically, we can break free from those self-imposed limitations and start living the life we truly want. Takeaway 4. Living wholeheartedly requires courage and self-compassion. Brené Brown explains in Daring Greatly that living wholeheartedly requires courage and self-compassion. First of all, courage doesn't mean being fearless. It means being willing to show up and be vulnerable, even when it's scary. And let's be honest, vulnerability can be pretty darn scary. But when we're willing to be vulnerable, to take risks, to put ourselves out there, we open ourselves up to a whole new world of possibilities. Here's the thing. Showing ourselves compassion in the process is crucial. We're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Self-compassion is about treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, just as we would a friend. We can't beat ourselves up for being human, or we'll never have the courage to take those risks and live wholeheartedly. So, let's make a pact to be courageous and show ourselves some self-compassion. We'll take those risks, we'll be vulnerable, we'll make mistakes, and we'll learn from them. And along the way, we'll discover a whole new level of fulfillment and joy. Reading Daring Greatly will help you. Benefit 1. Improved relationships. By learning how to embrace vulnerability and communicate more openly and honestly, you can build stronger and more authentic connections with others. Plus, Brené Brown's insights can help you navigate difficult conversations and conflicts with greater compassion and understanding. Benefit 2. Increased resilience. When you develop the courage to face your fears and shame head-on, you become more resilient in the face of adversity. You learn to bounce back from setbacks and to view challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than insurmountable obstacles. Benefit 3. Greater self-awareness. Through Brené Brown's research and personal stories, you'll gain a deeper understanding of your own emotions and behaviors. This self-awareness can help you identify your triggers and negative patterns, so you can make positive changes and live a more fulfilling life. Benefit 4. More fulfillment and joy. Ultimately, Daring Greatly is about learning how to live a wholehearted life, which means embracing vulnerability, cultivating courage, and practicing self-compassion. By following Brené Brown's guidance, you can unlock a more authentic, fulfilling, and joyful way of living that brings you closer to the people and experiences that matter most. So, remember that vulnerability is not weakness. It takes courage to show up and be seen, but it's worth it. Don't let fear and shame hold you back from living your most authentic life. Embrace vulnerability and live wholeheartedly. If you want to learn more about Brené Brown and her work, check out her TED Talks and other books, like The Gifts of Imperfection and Rising Strong. And don't forget to leave a comment below with your biggest takeaway from Daring Greatly. Let's inspire each other to be brave and live wholeheartedly. These are just a few of the amazing takeaways and benefits you can get from reading Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. Whether you're looking to boost your self-confidence, improve your relationships, or just become a more authentic version of yourself, this book has got you covered. Don't hesitate to grab a copy and start your journey towards wholehearted living. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, take one step forward and enjoy the journey of learning.